Let's see how to differentiate today. How to differentiate. Fine. What do you understand from this? X-axis, y-axis. Tell me the length of x-axis. Obviously infinite. Tell me the length of y-axis. Infinite. It's going to keep on going. Yeah. Know that basically differentiation means comparison. So when I want to compare x-axis with y-axis, I would say it is not proper to compare two objects which are infinite. So I'm gonna take a infinitesimally small portion of x, I'm gonna call it as dx. Maybe a small portion of y, call it as dy. Now is it proper to compare dy with dx? Yes, as we know it, dy by dx. So basically differentiation is comparison. We are comparing y with respect to x. That's why we write with respect to x. Fine. Now the basics of differential calculus. There are 5 types of mathematical functions that we're going to get introduced into. 5 types of mathematical functions, like I can acronym it as ILATE, whereas like this A stands for algebraic functions. Okay, example, x square, 2x minus 3 by 2, x power minus 1. These are all examples of algebraic functions. How to generalize it? Any function, say x, with a number on the top. A number can be any real number. Okay, so any function with a burden, okay, I'm going to call it as a burden, a number which is a burden on the top, we're going to call it as algebraic function. Okay, how to differentiate it? By bringing the burden down. Okay, so it can be written as n x to the power n minus 1. It will go best with examples. Guys, look at this. What is x cube on differentiation? So I see a burden on the top, 3, yeah, bring it to the side. So the differentiation of x cube is 3x square. What's the differentiation of x to the power 5 now? Is the burden has to be taken to the side, so it is 5, whatever the function is, I have to write it x, and in the place where the burden was, you have to reduce it by 1, so it will become 4. Now what is the differentiation of 3x cube? 3 is a multiplication factor next to x cube, so keep the 3 as such. X cube on differentiation is, this 3 has to come down, right? So when it comes down, it gets multiplied with the already present 3, it becomes x squared. So totally it is 9x squared. Now what is the differentiation of x? With respect to x, if I differentiate x, is it not 1? Yeah, so x on differentiation is 1. So what is minus x? On differentiation will be minus 1. What is 2x on differentiation? It will be 2, as x on differentiation is 1. What is minus 2x cube? This on differentiation is, let the minus 2 be there, this 3 as a burden has to come down in front, so it will get multiplied, and then the value, the x power 2, so it is totally minus 6x squared. What is minus 3 by 2 x on differentiation? Obviously it is minus 3 by 2. What is x to the power half on differentiation? Follow the basics. It says any burden to be taken to the side, and then write the function as such. Power, whatever is there, you have to subtract 1. in the burden. Oh, so we'll get half x to the power minus half. And x power half is also written as root x. So that on differentiation is 1 by 2 root x because of this. So in the 5 types of functions, the function A, which is algebraic function, forms the core function. Another important thing, if I have 1 by x cube now, asking for differentiate this. Whenever you do it, let the functions be there on the top, which means the 1 by x cube can be first of all written as x to the power minus 3 because it comes to the top. What is x power minus 3 on differentiation? Bring the burden to the side, write whatever is there as such, power, whatever is written minus 1. So it's going to be minus 3 x to the power minus 4. This is how we differentiate algebraic functions. So how to differentiate algebraic functions? Done. Let us get into L. L stands for logarithmic functions. So the question can be, what is log x on differentiation with respect to x? A log x on differentiation is 1 by x. How to generalize it? Guys, know that a log something on differentiation should be written as 1 by something, not at over, into, please differentiate that something and write next to it. Which means, if the question says log x plus 2, the differentiation of this is 1 by x plus 2, as the rule is log something is 1 by something into, now the respect for log is over. What is the differentiation of x plus 2? X on differentiation is 1 plus 2 on differentiation is 0. So it is 1. Okay, I forgot to tell you, in algebraic functions, if there is any constant, say 2, coming alone, if this to be differentiated with respect to x, any constant on differentiation is a 0. So what is the differentiation of minus 500? 0. So if I have x cube plus 2x minus 3 to be differentiated, it is differentiated as 3x square plus 2x plus or minus 0. Okay. So log of 2x minus 3, differentiate this. We know log something is 1 by something into, what is the something on differentiation? 2x on differentiation is 2. Hope you can understand. So if the question says log of x square plus 1 on differentiation, we know that log of anything should be written as 1 by that. So log this is 1 by this into, what is this on differentiation? 2x. Fine. So in I late, we tried finishing A and L. Say suppose the question says, in algebraic itself, let me put it further. What if the question says 2x square plus 3 the whole power 4? Got to be very careful about this. Though I want to process this, do I see a burden on the top? Yeah. So the first respect is always for the burden, which means this to be first given respect. So I'm going to write it as 4 times. Whenever the burden is written to the left, whatever the function is, write that one more time. So it is 2x square plus 3. Then in the place of burden, reduce the burden by 1. So it will become 3. People, this is the respect that we gave for the number 4, that is the burden, which means I can go to the question and strike it off, leaving out this in our hands, that is 2x square plus 3. How to differentiate that? It is going to become 4x. So the overall answer can be 16x into 2x square plus 3 the whole cube. Coming back to the 5 types of functions, we have finished A and L. Now let us go for E. E stands for exponential functions. Okay, what are exponential functions? E power something. So e power x on differentiation with respect to x has to be written one more time as e power x. Please notice that the respect that we have given here is for e and not this x. Oh, which means e power something is written as e power something into what is it something? X. That on differentiation is 1. So the question says e power 2x to be differentiated. We know the rule or the respect for e is e power anything will be written as the same thing. So e power 2x on differentiation is e power 2x into what is this 2x on differentiation? 2. So we get 2 e power 2x. Now if it is e power x square plus 3x. Come on, what is the rule for e power something? We have to write it one more time. So it is e power x square plus 3x. That is the respect that we gave for e. So we can go and cancel that in the question. Leaving out with what in our hands? X square plus 3x, which on differentiation is 2x plus 3. Put within bracket because it has to get multiplied. Now, what if the question says e to the power x cube plus 2 the whole power 4. We all know that e power anything has to be given the respect. So e power anything, yeah. Is there a burden? Yeah. So what? E power something will be first written as e power something. This is the first respect that we are giving for e. So that I can cancel that out in the question. What is it I see now? X cube plus 2 the whole power 4. Though I wanted to process this x cube plus 2, there is a 4 here, which is a burden. So the burden has to be respected first. Whenever you respect the burden, you have to say the burden has to be put in the front, and whatever is there, that is x cube plus 2, has to be written one more time, and in the place of burden I have to reduce by 1. This is the respect that we gave for the burden, that is 4. Now this is also over. Getting back to whatever is missed out now, x cube plus 2, that to be differentiated. So we'll get 3x square. Got it? This is exponential function. Okay. In isolate, we saw these 3 types now: A, L, and E. The most important of functions is T, that is trigonometric functions. Okay, the basic trigonometric ratios are sine, cos, tan. Know that a sine something on differentiation is cos something. That is, a sin x on differentiation is cos x. A cos x on differentiation is minus sin x. A tan x on differentiation is secant square x. And let me add one more to it. A secant x on differentiation is secant x tan x. Okay, sir. Now how to go about this? Sin x on differentiation cos x. People, it's again sin something on differentiation is cos something is what you have to read it as. Okay, which means, do I need to still respect that something? Yes. So we have to differentiate that something. Oh, which means if the question says sin 3x, then you have to write it as we know sin something can be written as cos something. I can write it as sin 3x as cos 3x. This is the respect that we gave for sin. Oh, then what is this 3x? 3x on differentiation is 3, so it should get multiplied. Got it? Yeah. So if the question says cos 2x, it should be written as, we know cos something can be written as minus sin something into that 2x on differentiation is 2. So you're going to get minus 2 into.